Okay, buckle up, everybody. This one is gonna upset some people who I've tried to be clear. I've tried to be as clear as I can be. Assassin's Creed, even if you hate it, has massive casual appeal. There's a ton of people who are not the most hardcore gamers. They're not playing every narrative game. They're not playing every sort of RPG that drops. They might buy 2 or 3 games a year and they play the crap out of them. Assassin's Creed has massive appeal within that community. And that's where these games tend to excel. And the latest data coming out of some reporting from Christopher Dring is actually that AC Shadows is the #1 new game of 2025 in all of Europe. It's actually surpassed Monster Hunter Wilds as well. In Europe, it has popped off. Now, part of this is because unit sales are easier to track in Europe. You may remember in the UK, they get to track hardware sales much more directly. And I don't exactly know why. Maybe it's like EU regulations that require fuller disclosures, but they're able to track it much more closely than you can in, say, the US, where they won't typically disclose numbers. But as you can see, Assassin's Creed Shadows was Europe's best-selling game, a new game of 2025, beating competition from Split Fiction, Monster Hunter Wilds, Mario Kart World, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. In data shared with the game business ahead of Gamescom 2025, 71 million PC and console games have been sold across major European markets this year, data up until July 28th, which is a drop of 6% over the same period the year before, which tracks. I mean, people I think are being like they're pinching their pennies a little bit more. This includes 52 million digital sales, down 3% year on year, and 19.7 million physical games, down 9%. And that's unfortunately for physical games preservation been the tale for the last decade, is that every year it drops by 10%. Like the percentage of people that are actually buying physical copies, it's just plummeting. Everybody's going digital because it's more convenient. Ultimately, I think that's really what it comes down to. The information comes from GSD, the official European charts company that tracks sales of PC and console games across the continent, including both digital and physical games. You can read more about GSD below. In total, 74% of PC and console market across Europe was digital, which is up 2% over the same period the year before. And here it is right here. AC Shadows may have been the #1 new game, but it wasn't the #1 game. The actual best-selling European game, this is not shocking at all, of 2025 so far is EA Sports FC 25, which technically released at the end of 2024. In the battle for RPGs, Monster Hunter Wilds #7 beat out strong competition from KCD2 at #10, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered at #11, and Elden Ring Night Reign at 13. There is one RPG missing from the list in the form of Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and this is because the game publisher doesn't currently share data with GSD. But it would be really fascinating to know where they landed and what their numbers were. The best-selling new IP for this year is Split Fiction, which was published by EA and, of course, developed by Hazelight. The game impressively reached #6 in the European chart. Hazelight's previous game, It Takes Two, is also in the top 20 at #14. That's crazy. It's still at 14. That's wild. I guess I gotta ask. In Europe, is couch co-op really popular? Is that a big thing? Because I feel like in the US, it's dropped off a lot. It used to be a really big thing. Now it's all digital online stuff, but maybe it's extra big in Europe. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, CD2 lost. Well, here's the thing. Being on this list at all is very good. You can't complain about being on this list. Being on this list in any capacity represents millions of units. Millions and millions and millions of units. The point is, with this, being on this list, you should be happy. There's no complaints on this list. If you're here, it means your game sold millions upon millions of units. You are making ridiculous amounts of money. You're doing very, very well. So even though we could be like, oh, KCD2 is at #10, dude, they're #10 above even the Oblivion remastered remake thing. They're just under Mario Kart World, which basically sold a new console by itself. You have Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Monster Hunter Wild, Split Fiction, some amazing games higher on the list. You're in good company, okay? But the big thing that people will probably find surprising is AC Shadows, because a lot of people, and I've been saying for months, I was like, it will still sell millions. I was saying at the end of last year, after they delayed it to initially Valentine's Day, and then they delayed it, of course, again after that to March. But I was saying even back after the first delay at the end of last year, it still will sell millions, even with like all these scandalous things, all of the outrage and the people making videos about how insensitive it is and all this. It will still sell millions because the vast majority of players who will buy a game like that are not watching YouTube videos about how AC Shadows is too woke. Like, they're not watching YouTube videos raging about it. They're just going into Best Buy or Walmart or Target, seeing the game, or they see it on their PlayStation dashboard and like, oh, a new Assassin's Creed? I didn't even realize there was one, and they buy it. It has massive mass market and casual gamer appeal. And that's just, you know, it goes back, I think, years. Of course, it's a approaching 20-year-old franchise. We're getting close, but it's a franchise that is very storied. People have been playing them for a very long time. So people are very familiar with it, has great brand recognition. They also, a lot of things that more casual gamers care about, like high fidelity graphics. AC Shadows does have that. Like, it just does. Okay. Like, I find some of the gameplay lacking, certainly, but it does look really good. It's a very pretty game. And people like that when they're buying a video game. And for a lot of people, it has a lot of content. Like, it's a big game. And that also, for a lot of people, is perceived as bang for the buck. It's viewed as value. So it's like, oh, I'm going to get 60, 70, 80 hours of gameplay out of that. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a great value. So they buy it and they eat it up that way. You know, it's all of this is just, to me, it seems relatively obvious, but I think there's been a lot of discussion over this stuff, specifically with AC Shadows, where people just got into their bubble and thought that it was going to be a colossal flop. I think it was like last week we had somebody come in here and ask if AC Shadows flopped. No. It did not. It did not. Did it make Valhalla money? I don't think so. But Valhalla was an exceptionally successful game for them. It was freakishly successful. But AC Shadows seemingly has been doing pretty well.